This non-conference tilt, and it is just the 7th game in program history that the Bears enter with a top 5 ranking. So certainly a historic night as Baylor wins the opening tip.
Now, Matt, Southern's defense is going to be tested on the interior tonight because Baylor will go inside early and often.
Joe Lual-Achul could not get that to fall. Does not fall, and Motley collects for the Bears.
You know what I liked about the Southern possession? Too deep into it, but you could tell, Matt, they're going to be patient on the offensive end.
Motley can 50% from 3 as well, but he could not connect on his first 3-point attempt. Motley can down low, and Baylor is off and running. Only had one NCAA tournament appearance the previous 58 years before he got to campus. Motley, baseline, gets the roll, and Baylor. Again for Southern, record of 4-5 on the season. Coming off a win over Collegiate College on Sunday. And a quick turnover here. 3 straight turnovers now for Southern, and the lay-in no good from Ishmael.
For Roman Banks, the point guard he recruited, Trulon Banks. You're sleeping with their mom, which he was.
When you're related to them, you need to recruit them. That's nearly 22 inches of wingspan.
No question.
22 feet, I should say.
And it's manifested itself in the 1-2-2 zone and also in the 1-1-3 defense. Tough to get around those guys.
Big Joe with a big bucket down.
Somehow get to the free throw line if you cannot convert the bucket.
And they're going to call that on Freeman for the foul. 3-point attempt is good. That's Sean Prudhomme. And talking to the Baylor coaches, they had 2 main concerns. Guard Traylon Banks, guard Sean Prudhomme. Prudhomme shoots 50% from 3, and so far he's 1 for 2 from 3.
Well, he's a strong guy, and a lot of times he bullies his way to the basket. It'll be interesting to see if he could do that against the Baylor guards in front line.
Manu LeConte with the dish to Jonathan. Trailed by 8 to VCU, 3 to Michigan State, 15 to Louisville. Outscoring them all in the second half, and a nice bucket there. That's Emmanuel Shepard. Started the second half on Sunday, a little longer inside, and hoping to get him some good minutes here tonight.
Well, here's the thing with Southern right now. In a game 2 years ago, which was a 4-point game, Matt, they only had 11 turnovers for the game. Right now, they're sitting at 5. If they don't turn it over, they'll get good shots.
And Motley with the dish. And here come the Bears, already with a 12-point lead,
well,
just 5 minutes in.
When Achul doesn't block shots, you're seeing he changes them as well.
Manu LeConte can't get it to go. Big Joe cannot corral the rebound, but look who's there. It's Wainwright. You want 3rd, 4th, 5th chance opportunities? Baylor Bears might get a bunch of them tonight.
The easiest shot in basketball is the second shot, and that's where Baylor's starting to assert themselves right now.
Al Freeman with the drive, the hoop.
Losing the job, he opened his recruitment back up, and he's in Waco, Texas right now.
That foul on Jared Sam that Baylor will face over the next week here, before a couple of weeks before Christmas. Not playing, may not play tonight, but if
you were late one day for work too.
That is,
now that I come to think of it.
Yeah.
But
if it's one,
you know what? He's sending a message not just to Matson, but the other guys on the team as well.
Sean Prudhomme showing why he's a 50. Gotten more consistent in his approach, in his play, gained some confidence in Under Armour, Nike camps over the summer, and he has taken off this year.
And you see Baylor change up their defense and go straight man-to-man.
Marcus Witherspoon, no, and here come the Bears. And here comes Jake Lindsey off the glass. Coaches feel real confident and comfortable with Jake Lindsey as a backup point guard. He played some critical minutes in that game against Louisville, and some fancy footwork and dishing, but all for naught. And here comes Traylon Banks with a 3-on-1. Prudhomme gets that one inside.
Well, that's one of the quarters we're seeing.
Prudhomme's got 8 of the Jaguars' 10 Nearing the midway point of this first half. Motley again, and he's in. Ishmael Wainwright is back in. Manu LeConte with the nice dish to Joe Lual-Achul. Again, pace of play an issue for Southern. Wanted to limit possessions, and that nearly drained the shot clock. Banks could not drain that shot, and they'll have a fresh shot clock. And the shot high off the glass by Chris Thomas. Nothing but glass.
I'm telling you, I love the dribble penetration against the zone. When you got that 7-12 guy there in the middle of the lane, you have to arch it to the top of the backboard.
Little volleyball action from Big Joe. Lobs it to himself. And
that's what dribble penetration does, Matt. Nothing hurts a three-point shooter. You know, he left Miami because he wanted to play more minutes at the point. Angel Rodriguez was there. At Cameron Indoor, we know that's a tough place to play. Chris Mack compared him a little bit to Tony Parker because of how calm and the patience with which he plays.
Our thanks to Chris Mack for putting pressure on the kid. And a nice play. Everyone's scoring. You want to get in on the act. And Manu LeConte had 24 in that win against Xavier with 6 made three-pointers. Sam inside. Jared Sam, a nice move inside to work around the big man, and Jared Sam's got a bucket.
You know what I loved about the shot? He used the rim as a protector so Achul couldn't get a hand on the shot.
Al Freeman.
But you know what, Matt, the way the game is today with threes, I mean, Southern's still in this game. A couple threes gets it in there to where they get into half. If it wasn't for that three,
That's not going to help. Thanks with NBA Countdown, charged by Mountain Dew at 7. Also streaming live on the ESPN app. And watch ESPN app.
How about
Chuck Mitchell? No, there's turnovers for Southern University.
Now that's really where you want to get the ball against the zone, right where the logo is, the Big 12 logo. But don't try to do too much in there. There's a lot of traffic in there.
Their largest lead is expanded even more as Manu LeConte gets into the scoring column. Manu LeConte again coming off that career-high 24-point outing against Xavier 10 days ago, and
for the Utah Jazz.
And that'll be a goaltend. Jared Sam will get his third bucket. Fall, Lindsay pushes it ahead. Again, the Baylor Bears wins over Oregon, Florida Gulf Coast, VCU, Michigan State, Louisville, Xavier. About to add Southern to that list here in about 25 minutes. 6 of 6 from the floor, has not missed a shot, and I will almost take credit for that miss.
They have absolutely no answers for him.
Baylor with already their season high for points in the first half, 43. And still 4+ to go. Prudhomme getting that three-pointer to go. He understood it, but they're proving everybody wrong.
Well, they are, because I'll tell you what, early on I thought West Virginia would be the biggest challenge to Kansas winning that 13 straight. But this is the best front line in the Big 12, Matt, that Baylor has right now. And I'll tell you what, if Kansas wins that 13 straight, that's a capital I, capital F. I think it'll be a greater accomplishment than when UCLA won 13 straight. At the then Pac-8, just because of the one and dones, the distribution of talent around the country. But this team right here is going to have a lot to say about that.
Oman cannot get that to go. Motley. Unable. League wasn't very good.
No,
the rest of the league has been very good. #1 RPI even recently.
Thus far. He hasn't backed down from Achul and Motley on the front line. He scored at the rim. He's getting to the free throw line. Coach Banks told
ceiling, and he's usually about 5 of 7 from the floor, 7 of 9. They want him to get those attempts up to about 13. And right go. Prudhomme driving. connecting. Prudhom's got 13.
Well, if you're Roman Banks, you're saying, man, if we could just get this thing to 12 or 10 at halftime, go into the locker room with a little momentum.
Okay, there you see that little 8-0 run, and Baylor going to try and put a stop to that. Here's Omot for three. Three-point attempt, no good, and here's Omot. He can do it from the outside, and going to dish that one back out to Wainwright, and Wainwright off the glass and no good. Here's
a wonderful kid, is late for the shoot around today. So nice.
Again from Indian Hills Community College in Iowa, same as well. Nine players have scored for the Baylor Bears with less than a minute to go here in this first half, and a 21-point lead. Banks gets blocked from behind by Lindsey. And then it's Wainwright connecting.
Right finish.
Baylor trying to hang half 100 here in this first half. Again, already a season high for this team for points in the first half. Lindsey, bottoms.
He has been a really good player for them. Last year, Matt, almost 3-to-1 assist turnover ratio, which was 4th in the conference. When you can bring a guy off the bench and run the point for you like Jake Lindsey, that bodes well for you as a head coach.
He's 5-to-1 assist to turnover margin this year. 15 assists, 3 turnovers coming in. We've seen he's already added an assist tonight. 3 on the clock. 2. We'll see if Omot trying to add another 3. Cannot do it. Wide open underneath and blocked by Big Joe Luala-Toole.
You got to just attack the rim right there.
Emmanuel Shepard gets rejected by the nation's second leading shot blocker
in the country.
Omot going to get called for the foul. The block by Motley will not count. It seemed like something happened to him and was slow in getting back, was eventually called for a travel. And now he's walking back to the bench. He's already got 8 points. Averages 9 on the season. Nice pass down low from Ishmael Wainwright. Team last year, and really shown well in the battle for
Karl Malone, power forward. Watch this. He was 13 Big 12 last year.
And now we got a turnover. Now we got a 5-on-1. LeConte to Wainwright. The flush.
I love how Manu LeConte looked off to his right, got the defender to lean, and created the avenue for the pass.
From a 5-on-1, how about a 3-on-1? LeConte to Motley, unable to connect, and we've got wind sprints breaking out. Bucket down low, that's Emmanuel Shepard. Started the second half on Sunday. Picking up some minutes from Patrick Smith. 5 from the floor so far in this game. 0 for 4 from beyond the arc, and this comes just 10 days in one game after Baylor.
Ish Wainwright went to Montrose Christian, and guys that would come out of there, Matt, Kevin Durant, Rivas Vasquez.
Lindsey. And again, Motley connecting for the rebound.
And Scott Drew has a luxury now to play with different lineups. You see Lindsey in with Manu LeConte, so you got 2 point guards on the floor right now.
Wainwright takes it from the main point guard, LeConte, and puts that one in. So much depth on this team, Dino, and that manifested itself again in that win over Louisville, where you saw a guy like Jake Lindsey and other guys log those final 10 to 15 minutes of that game. Guys that aren't starters. A couple of them were. Motley was there. Big Joe was there as well. Wainwright, but you had Lindsey be a big contributor. You had King McClure earlier tonight. Baylor with a 20-point lead with 14 and a half to go in this one. Here's Motley. Motley with a nice baseline fadeaway jumper, able to get that one to go. He's got 16 in the game, 7 of 12 from the floor. And a big reason why folks believe that this Baylor team might be the one to challenge Kansas in the Big 12.
Well, one thing, you can't let him get that deep. And, of course, you can't let him 1 and 2 dribbles to position himself even better in the low post area.
Nice play by Jared Sand.
Drew told us they're practicing from October 15th to January before they could play their first game. But and you mentioned it, Matt, 1 NCAA tournament since 1950, and in the last 9 years, 7 NCAAs, 2 Elite Eights, 1 Sweet 16. This guy has done a marvelous job with the Baylor Bears.
Manu LeConte, the reason why they could make another deep run in this NCAA tournament. He is finally knocking home a three-pointer in this game, 1 of 5 from beyond the arc. He's got 5 points in the game. But more importantly, I mean, he's stirring the drink here. This is his 4th. You were talking about the first game in that season being in January with no conference. You said it was like there's practice shape and then there's game shape. That's Big Joe. Luol Acuil puts that one home. Again, he's in double digits scoring in this one. He's got 10. He said there's practice shape and there's game shape, and you think your team's ready to play, and you're practicing for 2 or 3 months. Yeah. He said it's like waiting for Christmas. Christmas comes, you open up the gifts, the game comes, and you don't get anything you wanted.
No, it's nothing.
It was a big disappointment. You get 2 point guards on the floor here with LeConte and Lindsey. Drew not afraid to have 2 sure ball handlers at the point, and just as I say that, there's a Southern turnover. Prudhomme gets that one to go, and he's fouled. So far, those are the only 2 players in double figures. And Prudhomme unable to connect. Traylon Banks on the drive. Down to Weatherspoon, and that one impacted by Acuil. Lindsey with a nice play. McClure for 3. King McClure with his
country affect the game both on the offensive side and especially on the defensive side, like Luol. Hard on that pronunciation.
Into the wee hours of the morning. Wainwright, 3.
Boy, they play so comfortable and relaxed. I know there's a big margin of difference right here, but it's like they're in open gym. They're relaxed. They shoot comfortably. And you know what? They did the same thing against Michigan State and Oregon and Xavier also.
For Wainwright, that ties a career high. He's got 14. He had 14 in a game last year, and King McClure.
It's up to Waco, and you talk about a basketball family. Franson James played at Oklahoma, is on the IU staff right now. And how about his son Matt, a senior for Tommy Amaker at Harvard.
For Southern. King McClure, he can get buckets. Top 40 prospect.
And you go from there. Motley played on an AAU team with the Harrison brothers, with the Kentucky, Awandu that was at Kansas State. So
for Atlanta, so you know, U18 players and recruiting both high-level guys and guys that are maybe viewed as middle of the road that he has a great environment at that place, and guys will wait their turn a little bit. We're talking about Ish Wainwright, who's a senior. Yep.
Freeman, a junior.
Nuni Omat. Oh my, throwing that one down on the alley-oop. So he's got a three-pointer and he's got a dunk. He can probably do everything in between too, but he's got the edges covered.
A nice little coming out party for Omat.
Get junior college transfer, getting his first action of the season tonight. He's finally
on target right at the rim.
Looking to add to his double-digit night. And again, for a Bears team, you wondered, how are they going to handle the ranking? How are they going to handle this? Maybe their chest puffing out a little bit with that number 4 ranking. Is that one thrown right off the glass? Here come the Bears, and LeConte for 3. Motley the follow, and Motley's got 8 ranked 10 straight years. So this isn't a new thing for us. But the coaches say, whether it's October 12th or December 12th, they have not seen any.
Throw it in there. That's it.
Sam out to Prudhomme. Prudhomme unable to connect.
At least you're playing inside out when you throw it into the post.
Motley impacting that shot. And here's Sam at the line. For Southern. The SVP can bring it to you. Sports Center at night after the NBA doubleheader on ESPN. Also streaming live on the ESPN app as well, which that hashtag trended today. Very interesting story in college football.
Yeah, tough situation when you're giving guys access and then they turn on you, if that's in fact exactly what happened. Boy, tough to fathom that. You know, Matt, we were coaching at Wake Forest, and Skip Prosser was the head coach. And the team, I can't remember what it was, an ACC team came in and practiced in our gym on a Friday night. Well, the shoot-around was Saturday, and one of our managers came in and had a scouting report to the manager, our manager, and said, when their team manager comes in today for the game, give this back to him. I think that's the way you have to handle it.
The thing to do. Easy to say it from safely assume. Again, their best start 17-0. You got to think they'll be 12-0 as they head into Norman, Oklahoma.
Get a chance to have Wendell Mitchell now run the point guard position. Like I said, this kid in high school could really score the ball, Matt. Number 1, over 3,000 points.
Omont's getting some confidence here tonight. He's getting some minutes. He's getting some confidence. The junior college transfer with a couple of 3-pointers in this game. He's got 8 points here in his debut with the Bears.
And you know what? Did a great job in terms of he's open from Nairobi, Kenya, to take and make threes.
Baylor already with a season.
Like he'll learn. When you're a shooter, you know the ball's coming to you, so you got to set early. You know it's a shot for you before it gets there.
There's Isaac third. It's noon Eastern. Holiday Hoops matchup presented by Zales. Also Pro Washington Tribute Night.
It is, and he's a big difference. He stepped up big outside the restricted area arc. And I'll tell you, when those guys come into the game late, you want them doing all those little things, and he just did.
Jonathan Davis trying to get in the scoring column. That one rejected again. 30 seconds to go. Baylor with their season high in points, up 89-59. Davis, give him some buckets. Rejection there from King McClure. And yes, open gym has broken out. This won't be a delight to Scott Drew this last 38 seconds of this game.
But you know what? So many of those walk-ons are guys that score the ball.
Trying to get him a bucket. You never know when your next moment's going to come. Again, after this game, we are going to chat with Jonathan Motley, so hang with us. Baylor with a 40-point, and the Baylor Bears will improve to 9-0. Again, their 40th consecutive non-conference home win.